What in blue blazes are we up to now? Well, actually, 64 Chevy time again. We got some advice on the carburetor of what to do from the rebuilder. He seems to think that the metering rods aren't thin enough to react with the vacuum signals given out by the engine, so that's why you get that part throttle stumble in the car. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to pop out the air cleaner and take out one of the metering rods from it. The wing nut's already been loosened up, and I will have my faithful assistant Mike hold the camera, and we're going to do a little bit of an operation here. Okay, that's out, loose, there you go, up and away. That's so nice not having a million pieces to have to take off. No emissions pipes, no nothing. Now on these type of carburetors, it's a pretty easy operation to get to the metering rods, and I'll show you how they work in a second. You gotta be a little bit careful taking them off because you do not want these things, they are spring held under spring pressure, and it's a little bit warm too. I catch the screw, but nothing going down the throat of the carburetor. Put the screw down very carefully where it won't get lost. Take this off very, very gently, the cover, and voila, that's the parking brake on this car. It has a penchant of slipping, that's why it has a very good parking gear in it. That just scared the you-know-what out of me. It's a sloping driveway too, but the wheels are blocked in either case for safety, as they should always be. And you're on a sloped driveway. But anyway, here's the metering rod coming out right now. And there's a spring which we'll take out very gently, take your time. Now the way these things work is there's a piston over here in the cylinder, and when the engine's running at a high vacuum, it gets pulled against the spring pressure down to close the jet, which is inside the carburetor body. So when you step on the accelerator, the metering rod loses its vacuum on the piston, so the spring helps to push it up, which then of course when this metered rod comes up, it will then allow more fuel to be sucked through the jet, which will then allow more fuel to get pumped into the engine subsequently. Now if these are too thick, it won't allow enough fuel to get pulled in, so that's why they get those lean stumbles. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get a number of some sort off this, so we'll be able to tell the rebuilder what we need, and he'll give us some richer ones to fit in. But basically that's what we're up to right now, and we'll see you more a little later on with a few more things on this car. Anyway, take care, and this is what we're dealing with. Metering rods now. Always a new adventure of some sort. Take care, everybody. Well, we got the numbers off the metering rods that we need to send to the rebuilder to see if he can give us some thinner ones, which will allow more fuel to get pulled through the jets under part throttle actions. And now the fun part is putting these things back, wrestling with springs, warm parts, and lids and little screws. So, my faithful assistant once again, please. Nearly had a catastrophe before with a stupid wind blowing the car cover over, but fortunately we caught everything before it went flying away. Okay, spring goes in. 2 steps. You got to make sure that the metering rod piston goes actually into the spring, and the spring goes into the metering rod piston as you're pushing it on. And you also have to make sure the metering rod itself goes back into the jet, just like it did right now, because I've seen when people just wildly pushed on these things, just forced them down, just bent the heck out of everything, and then wonder why, hey, it's not working right. Then put these odd shaped little covers back on, and it is on. Of course, it's on upside down, but anyway, only one way you can put them on, so at least they index it for that. And then we have a tiny bitty little screw over here, and we just hope and pray that we can. Having smaller hands helps sometimes because there's not much space to hold it. You gotta thread it down. So you don't always have to be the biggest guy on campus. Just agility will get you through. So that's back together. We have our numbers. I'll just go around the engine a little bit on the car while we're here. 327, 300 horse. Pretty much a basic engine. Hey, how's it going, Matt? 327, 300 horse, like I said. A few modifications. Has a Petronix electronic ignition conversion kit. Transmission is an automatic overdrive. It's a 700 R4. 700 R4, that's been fitted onto it. factory air conditioning. Positive traction, you saw us putting on the other night. The pig worked out just fine, and an AM/FM radio. So there we have it. All sorts of crazy car adventures. You never know what's going to happen in the course of a day. So there we have it. 64 Chevy Impala SS. Keep the old cars alive, and the dreams that go with them too.